Special treatment, internet obsession, love notes, a fund set up worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, we're not talking about a rock star celebrity. We're actually talking about Luigi Mangione, an alleged killer whose murder case has captured the nation's attention in the newest court filing. Prosecutors are calling out Mangione's team for those things right there. Hidden heart-shaped notes found inside socks packed for his court appearance. Trading in a jumpsuit for more stylish clothing, they claim Mangione was given special accommodations for his fashion needs. Prosecutors are also arguing against his request to access a laptop while in jail. The 26-year-old is accused of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. He pleaded not guilty and is facing both federal and state charges. Let's bring in criminal defense attorney Rachel Fiset to break down the latest. Rachel, good morning. We appreciate you joining us. Let's talk about the special treatment. Do you believe Mangione is receiving that?
It really depends on who you're deciding the special treatment is from. This is a crazy case in that the public is so outwardly supportive of someone accused of murder. And this is very unusual. And so the public support, the GoFundMe, the love letters in prison, all of those things are incredibly unusual. As far as receiving special treatment by the judge or the system, the justice system, that's more debatable. I know that prosecutors at this point are saying he is receiving special treatment, but he's gotten clothes so for his court appearances. He is asking for a laptop inside of prison, but these things are not that special. This is not that unusual for a defendant to be able to wear street clothes instead of prison clothes in a court hearing. And those are really where they're sounding the alarm bells. And that seems less likely at this point that he's receiving special treatment by the justice system.
Okay, that makes sense. Fair enough. A lot of, I'm sure, defendants ask for things like that. But let's talk about these heart-shaped notes. How in the world, why are we even talking about this? How in the world did they get in his sock? Explain the setup there, because this is what we're talking about with this case right now.
So when he was handed clothes to change into, he was given a green sweater and he was also given a pair of socks. And inside of those socks, which had the cardboard backing as new socks may, there were these two heart-shaped notes that nobody knows who authored them, but they were found in those socks. And his team is saying they did not know they were there. They were inadvertently included in basically his clothes package. And one was addressed to him and one is addressed to someone named Joan. And we believe that's to someone on his legal team. But they are saying they slipped in there by accident. I don't know if that's a believable story.
Yeah, one of the notes said, thousands are rooting for you. Just blows my mind. All right, so let's talk about this. Mangione's attorney has made a bombshell manifesto claim. Tell us a little bit more about that.
She is saying that the writings found on Mangione in his backpack was not a manifesto, and it was not a manifesto because he did not share them with the public. And what she's really trying to do here is get around some evidentiary rules that would allow that notebook to come in. And the reason that notebook matters is because what was talked about in it was basically a motive against the insurance agencies and the healthcare system. So at this point, his attorney is doing a lot of throwing a lot at the wall, basically, to see what sticks to get rid of various pieces of evidence that they have found against him.
Does it make sense?
The manifesto claim, to me, that probably won't work just because those writings were found on him. They do have they do solidify in some ways what could perhaps be a motive. And I don't believe that a manifesto necessarily has to be released to be a manifesto, but it will be up to the judge and there will be strong legal arguments.
Rachel Fiset, thank you so much for coming on this morning and getting us up to speed in this development case. Very interesting. A lot of people, of course, are paying attention to it. A lot of them aren't sending pink heart notes, but this is fascinating with a lot of people. Thank you, Rachel. Fanchon?